T-Boys TV, we're here to react to Sheffield Wednesday 1, Luton Town 1. Take the point and move. Simple as that, really. When it comes to the game, I mean, the actual game itself, the lineup was very interesting. No one would have predicted that lineup. Spot on. Very interesting to see Lamine come straight in, I'll be honest. I was a little bit surprised, given that he's been injured. I know Nick Campbell gave away the penalty against Millwall, but bar that, he has been okay. I thought against Oxford he didn't deserve to be on the losing side, so I was a little bit surprised that he weren't in for that game. This game, shall I say. And then obviously you had the likes of, Asgard in. We all expected that. Out of the new signings, if anyone's guaranteed to start, it was him, because he's, the match fittest, I guess is the word, when you compare it to the others. Obviously, Naismith coming back from injury and then being on the bench the last couple of games for Bristol City before he come to us. And then obviously Bowler, well, on loan at Forest, but 10 games for Preston, and it just didn't really work, did it, towards the end? He was on the bench and stuff a lot. So, yeah, it was quite interesting. Looking at that lineup, Anderson was still in, as you expect. No Holmes on the bench, which is quite interesting. There has been speculation flying out today that Championship clubs are interested in him. I mean, I don't know how I feel on it. I don't know if I want him to leave, because we ain't really got a lot of cover at centre-back. Well, we have when they're all fit, but they're not fit all the time, are they? So I'm a little bit sceptical on that. Obviously, he's been dropped since the Oxford game. He weren't great in that game. But I don't know. I mean, again, I guess if it's a decent offer for him, you can't really turn it down. Obviously, Elijah was on the bench. There's speculation about West Brom, 7 million. He was on the bench. Didn't come on, though, did he, actually, thinking about it? So that's quite interesting. Obviously, Ali come on before him in the game. But, yeah, the likes of that as well. Johnson comes straight in. That's a surprise. I thought he'd get loaned out, to be fair. But, obviously, he hasn't. As it currently stands, he might still get loaned out. Obviously, deadline day, I can see a lot happening, to be honest, regarding ins and outs for us. Especially more outs, anyway. But yeah, it was one of them games, like I say, a bit of a slow start from us again, if I'm going to be honest. Kaminsky, just claiming on stuff, getting frustrated like always, because it's too easy. We slouch back. Johnson, I didn't think he had the best game, I'll be honest. Obviously, you don't want to be too critical of the youngsters, but this is probably why he needs a loan move out. It sort of reminded me of Bell in ways. Not as bad as Bell's been, but just sitting back, sort of slouching back, letting people run at you, and things like that. There was a few moments of that from him. Walters was better in this game. Again, Walters started. That weren't really much of a surprise compared to the others that I mentioned, but, it was interesting to see him in, and I thought he had a slightly better game, to be fair. McGuinness, solid yet again. The only thing that lets McGuinness down is just them individual mistakes he does sometimes, but the amount of brilliant defending in this game he done was quality. There was obviously a moment, before after we scored, but I'm going to talk about the goal first. Doughty, what a strike, and we've missed Alfie Doughty. Simple as that. His ability to obviously cross the ball in. I really like that him and Clark are chopping and changing, and we're not being so reliant on Doughty now. That's good to see. But that reminded me of the goal we scored against QPR, actually. Could probably probably argue the QPR one was a bit more precise, but it's very similar in the sense of Morris, got the assist as well for that one, and he held it up, laid it off to him, and it was very similar to the goal that he scored against QPR in the 3-0 win them seasons ago. So, great strike. We've missed him. And he's a quality player. I'll be honest, guys, if we do go down, he will not be at this football club next season. Same with Kaminsky, in my personal opinion, because they're levels above, and they're showing it at the moment, both of them, in my personal opinion. Let me know if you guys agree. But yeah, we get the goal. A great strike. You still have your worries just because of how games have been this season, especially away, that we might not hold on to it and get a win. But, we grew into the game after starting off so poor. And then obviously McGuinness had a moment where he stretched so hard that he actually pulled up a little bit. And then there was a moment where they crossed it. Lucky enough, no one got onto it. But I got worried then because he was pulling up and he was quality in defence. And, if he had to come off, that wouldn't have been great, would it? But we go in 1-0, good to see. And then second half, we're sort of holding on for the whole second half, guys. Let's be honest. They had a chance quite early on. I think it was around about the 50th minute. Kaminsky saved it. Then obviously they had the penalty. Lamine obviously gave it away. That's not good, guys. The last 2 games we've given away penalties. That's not good, especially with how we've been defensively anyway, conceding. I think that's now the 49th goal. Let me just have confirmation of that. Yeah, 49th goal in the league we've conceded. Not a good look. Kaminsky nearly saved it, to be fair to him. But they did, manage to get it in. Then they had a lot of momentum, and we, I was saying when I was watching it, I'll take the point now. It was one of them where, especially if how the away games have been, like I say, they were putting so much pressure on us. Had a great chance at the end to score, but they didn't quite score. And that's the problem with Sheffield Wednesday, I'll be honest. And even their fans will tell you they haven't got that depth, them players to come on and make the difference. Let's be honest, guys. That is why we won the reverse fixture, because we had that depth to make the difference, and they did. And that was the thing. Maybe if they did, they probably would have won that game, to be honest. But yeah, they'll be, gutted, to be honest. I'll be honest that they didn't end up winning that game. We were holding on. We weren't doing anything really in the second half. Made the subs. Obviously, Ali come on. Like I say, Elijah didn't come on in this game. Bowler come on as well, but couldn't really make an impact because there was so much pressure on us by Sheffield Wednesday. And again, like I say, us Luton fans would take anything away at the moment. That's not a loss. So we got to take the point. We got to build on it. I thought we had Sheffield United next at home, but we actually don't. We got Sunderland. But we've got 10 days now to be on the training ground and sort out, little errors that we do keep having in games, and then another tough away game. That's not going to be easy at all. Obviously, they play on Monday, so I guess you could say we've got an advantage in that sense. But yeah, they play Monday in their, derby against Middlesbrough. It's going to be a difficult game for them, but we know they're good at home. The last game, we need to sort of try and get revenge because we were robbed, let's be honest. But we'll talk about that nearer the time. But yeah, man of the match. I mean, I would have said Lamine up until that penalty that he gave away, but I'm going to have to say Doughty. I think that strike, he was making everything click, and he's just showing levels, really, compared to a lot of the other players at this moment, other than Kaminsky, like I say. So, and McGuinness. But yeah, the Doughty for me, getting that goal. And that's what we've been missing, them strikes from outside the box. I'll be honest, I thought if anyone was going to do that today, it would have been Asgard, because he's known for doing that, especially against us before he joined us, as we know, scoring a free kick as well a couple of weeks ago for Wigan. So, yeah, take the point and move. Who's your man of the match? I'd say mine's Doughty. Let me know your thoughts on the game and all of that. And yeah, smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials, and yeah, subscribe to the extra channel as well. And yeah, we'll have a hat show in the coming days to react to this. So yeah, make sure you check that out as well. Take care and peace.